a house still divided. My fellow countrymen, 163 years have passed since the hand that now addresses you, by the grace of God and the weight of a solemn duty, set forth a proclamation of emancipation. I stand before you not as a spectre of the past, but as a witness to the fruit of a seed planted in a time of fiery trial. I find myself in an age of wonders beyond my keenest imaginings, an age where carriages move without horses, and voices and images cross the continent in the blink of an eye. You have built a world of such artifice and speed that it leaves a man of my time in humble awe. And yet, I am called to speak of that day in September of 1862. The nation was then, as you know, engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, could long endure. The air was thick not with the smoke of your manufactories, but with the smoke of cannon. In that hour of grim necessity and profound sorrow, we declared that on the first day of January then next, all persons held as slaves within any state in rebellion against the United States shall be then, thenceforward, and forever free. This was, on its face, a measure of war, but let no passage of time obscure its deeper truth. It was a promise. I look upon you now, a people of 100 tongues and 1,000 creeds, gathered under one flag. The Union, for which we gave so much, not only survived, but has grown to a strength and prosperity that would stagger the minds of my generation. The shackles we sought to break are, by law and statute, ground to dust. But I must confess to you, as I gaze upon this new American landscape, that my heart is also burdened. For I see a house still divided, not by a line of geography between North and South, but by unseen walls of discord and mistrust. The cannon's roar has been replaced by a cacophony of angry voices. The Emancipation Proclamation was a promise of freedom, but it was only the beginning of the work. It was the breaking of a physical chain. But what of the chains of the heart? The chains of prejudice that bind one man's mind against another? These chains are not broken by presidential decree. The great and unfinished task remaining before you is not so different from the one we faced. It is the task of securing a government of the people, by the people, for the people. This requires more than votes. It requires charity. It requires more than argument. It requires understanding. Emancipation is not a historical artifact to be admired in a glass case. It is a living principle that must be renewed by every generation. It is the constant, striving, often painful work of freeing ourselves from our own hatreds, our own fears, and our own stubborn pride. Let this anniversary, then, not be one of simple remembrance, but of rededication. Rededicate yourselves to the proposition that we are one people, bound by a shared history and a common hope. Summon forth, I pray you, the better angels of your nature. The future of this last best hope of earth depends upon it.